say, I love the customized Disney and Pixar intros. It helps keep it fresh and rewatchable, unlike the movie itself. This hidden Incredibles 2 logo is supposed to look like the 2 eyes, but there's actually 4. Are we actually watching Incredibles 4?
Agent Rick Dicker interrogating. State your name, please.
This scene is a direct reference to the scene in the short Jack Jack attack, although it was done much better there than it was here.
Tony Ridinger?
The credits are done in the style of the first film, which again, worked much better there than it did here. The text cuts made sense because they were separating clips playing on a TV screen, while here it's just an insta-cut with awkward silence. Wait, what? This kid is Tony Ridinger? Is this supposed to be the same Tony from The Incredibles? Granted, this new Tony is way hotter, but still, consistency please, Pixar. That car moves really strangely. It slows down its momentum mid-air and is barely even rotating. I was watching the movie and this thing just started falling weirdly. This same background character shows up multiple times throughout this movie. I'm gonna add a sin every time he shows his face.
Now if I look over and I see these boots.
You two stay here.
Wait,
Is it sad that my favorite part of this movie is when he just recaps the ending of the first film?
wait, should we be doing this? It is still illegal.
So you're telling me that Elastigirl thinks there's a possibility the Incredibles shouldn't spring into action to stop the Underminer? Okay, sure. But then why in the heck did her entire family dress up in super suits under their clothes then? Are their super suits just super comfortable? Also, this just occurred to me. If the Incredibles wear their super suits every day like this, do they wear underwear underneath it? I mean, Carrie Fisher didn't wear underwear in Star Wars: A New Hope, since there's no underwear in space according to George Lucas. So does Mr. Incredible's big, incredible... you know what? Never mind. Let's move on. Why the heck would Tony hide under a car? Did he not just see a million falling cars? Be sane like everyone else and run the opposite direction of the giant spinning drill of doom. Ah, great. So Mr. Incredible says,
You two stay here.
first off, there are 3 children, not just 2. So based on what he said, Mr. Incredible is willing to let Jack Jack come fight the Underminer, but not Dash and Violet. Also, did Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl seriously forget that their children just helped stop Syndrome in the last movie? Without their help, Syndrome probably would have won. But now the parents forgot all of that so they can just have the same character arc again in this film.
One of you patrol the perimeter, keep the crowds back and safe. The other watch after Jack.
This is 100% not what the Pars were doing during the Underminer speech in the first movie. In the first movie, they were looking at each other all smug, and now they're running with a stroller and making battle plans. Wait, they're all in super suits. If we're going off where the last movie ended, that means they all had to strip in the middle of the parking lot and abandon their clothes on the street while all those bystanders watched. Not only are they revealing their identities in public, but they also just subjected civilians to watching them strip. There's absolutely no way they don't see Tony right now. I guess peripheral vision isn't one of their superpowers.
Trampoline me!
Elastigirl starts jumping to turn into a trampoline before Mr. Incredible tells her to trampoline me.
Have you told anyone else about this? Your parents?
No, they'd only think I was hiding something.
The quality of the lighting here is like that of the first movie, debatably even worse. The shadows are super weak.
I like this girl, Mr. Dicker. I'm supposed to go...
This is not a human mouth position. I tried making this shape with my own mouth in the mirror, and I can safely say I was unsuccessful. This looks like a mouth shape Pennywise would make.
Maybe I should have said hi or something? It's not her fault superheroes are illegal.
How does Tony know superheroes are illegal? The movie presents superhero exile as though the people don't know anything about superheroes anymore. Yet he casually just knows this fact.
Illegal? And it's not like I don't like strong girls. I'm pretty secure, manhood-wise.
Guess Pixar wanted to let us know that Tony has
An enormous...
Behold, Mr. Incredible's tongue. These rocks breaking looks super simulated. It looks like there were just a bunch of pre-broken rocks waiting to be pushed over. Why is there a tunnel already leading to this wall that he supposedly never drilled through before? Why would it stop at a completely flat surface? Also, Mr. Incredible doesn't have any cuts or bruises after being pummeled in the face by a bunch of boulders? He's Mr. Incredible, not Mr. Invincible. In the first movie, the Omnidroid was easily able to cut him. So the Underminer is declaring war on peace and happiness? More like declaring war on banking and finance. Also, if the Underminer only wants money, and he has a gigantic drill, then why not just drill for oil or minerals? You'd probably make a lot more money that way anyway.
Consider yourself Underminer!
Also, I'm sorry, but there's no way you can see out of that helmet. Also, saying a catchphrase while nobody is present. Also, consider yourselves undermined doesn't make any sense. There is absolutely positively no way that this bank is still standing. So the Underminer previously dug these giant holes under these buildings so he could set up all the explosives. Did none of these buildings have basements? Or underground plumbing? Or pipes? I guess nobody noticed the extremely loud drilling noises under the ground, and the sudden stop of water flows, and losses of basements. This shot is really cool, but you're not going to convince me that this entire bank could be supported under a completely hollow cave. This would have collapsed without the Underminer blowing up what's left of the ground.
Underminer, we meet again!
First off, when did Mr. Incredible first meet the Underminer? This was never mentioned before and it comes out of nowhere. Also, why did Mr. Incredible spoil the element of surprise? This one decision gave the Underminer a huge advantage, and he probably would have lost instantly if Mr. Incredible had just punched him without first announcing his presence. How in the actual heck did the Underminer just block Mr. Incredible's punch? Sure, he has metal hands, but not even 5 seconds ago, we saw Mr. Incredible effortlessly punch down a sealed metal door. His strength is so inconsistent throughout this movie, but more on that later. Where does this giant drill on the storage container appear from? Isn't the inside of the container hollow? You know, to store the money? Pixar basically pressed the reset button on the Parr family in this movie. Violet and Dash revert to disobeying their parents.
Everybody stay back, okay? Stay back!
And are more concerned about joining in on the super action than keeping Jack Jack, a literal baby, out of danger.
You're not sticking me with babysitting!
Fruzo! Yeah!
This audio is the exact same cut used from the first movie.
Fruzo! Yeah! Hey!
We'll have to stop it from— Bob, the monorail!
Mrs. Incredible's voice clip is instantly cut off and spliced with—
Bob!
It sounds like they just click skip on a dialogue cutscene in a video game. Just a reminder, Mr. Incredible can push the entire drill, but has trouble stopping the Underminer's metal hand. You see what I'm getting at here? Mr. Incredible's shoulder just goes completely dislocated. And why does it look like he's enjoying this? Mr. Incredible is Mr. Dead. No questions. This falling woman's audio is spliced horribly. You can hear the audio clip switch as she's dragged up. Again, are we in a movie or a video game? So, I guess Violet has learned how to throw force fields? Don't remember that being possible before now. This woman was seconds away from being crushed by concrete, yet just a second or two after being saved, she instantly smiles as if she was just told some casual good news. More reused audio clips from the first movie. This is the most simulated looking rock breaking I've ever seen. What did you use? A Blender Guru tutorial?
Who's watching Jack Jack? Ash is watching him!
Violet, here, you take him!
Mr. Incredible turns into Mr. Child Endangerment. I'm surprised Rick Dicker hasn't showed up on behalf of social services to take Jack Jack away. Winston Dever seems like he hasn't heard the city's destruction or everyone screaming for the last 10 minutes. Wait, so I'm really starting to think that Brad Bird failed his high school physics. Because ice is not stronger than metal. If Mr. Incredible shoving a rod into the treads couldn't stop it, frozen water won't.
Bob! Help me with the boiler!
Wait, so how did Helen know that tipping over the boiler would stop the drill? Was it just a wild guess? Or is she just perfect at everything? Also, what was Helen's plan if Mr. Incredible didn't show up? Surely she can't stretch infinitely, and she isn't strong enough to tip over the boiler if she needs Mr. Incredible's help. She was literally about to be ripped in half.
We did it!
Oh, what did we do?
The military and police seemed fine with the Incredibles saving the day in the first movie, but now after saving City Hall, they're immediately hoarded by cops? Seems like another case of Pixar getting touchy with the reset plot button. Also, more than half of those cops are aiming at each other's heads.
It's not over. Not yet. 기사! 超電源突破!
And it's not like I don't like strong girls. I'm pretty secure, manhood-wise.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart.